Welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike, where we share testimony stories. Today we have a very powerful story, and this is a story told by a young couple who have decided to give back to community by sharing their love. And I say sharing their love because they are now mentoring young girls and helping them to be great achievers, as their organization is called Great Achievers. So Mr. and Mrs. Toshi, welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike.
Thank you so much, Aunty.
So, you're a very young couple and you have decided to be a mother and a father to the young ones. Those who are actually old enough to be your siblings, not your children, but you are their parents. This is very encouraging. How did you come up with that concept?
Thank you so much. My name is Toshi. I'm the founder of the Great Achievers Network. And just to respond to what Aunty Yunike has asked, the Great Achievers Network, we are calling it the Great Achievers Network because we want to nurture and raise these girls into girls that are going to, make maximum impact, not just in their personal lives, but also in the communities where they're coming from, and also in Zambia and beyond. So that's where the concept came from, to raise girls that are going to make maximum impact in whatever they are doing, be it academics, be it their professional lives, in every aspect of their lives. So that's where the concept Great Achievers Network is coming from.
That is really great. I did attend one of your functions where you were actually awarding some of the girls, those who had managed to get like 6 points in grade 12. And it's all because you've been mentoring them, and there were a number of girls, and you're not only sticking to the grade 12s. I saw you had grade 9s. You said from which grade? Grade 9 and upwards. So I thought, I was really impressed. I thought that was such a great thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Mr. Chitoshi, how do you come in? I saw that you were working together, and this was very impressive, that you come together as a couple and both agree to mentor the young ones as a couple, because raising girls, raising boys, it's very important that they have masculine and feminine energy present. And that is what you're providing. I think it's so commendable that as a young couple, you have managed to find your niche and you are doing it for the good of the community. So how did you come up with the idea of doing it as a couple?
Thank you so much. So, my story with starting up the Great Achievers Network comes from a couple of things. Firstly, I would like to mention that I was privileged many years ago, I think 2012 to 2014. I was privileged to sit on the NGOCC board as a young woman there, and we could go in the field and just see what is happening in the communities where the member organizations were operating from. So it's from there that I, developed love for working with people, especially those on the ground in the different communities where we're going, and of course come up with appropriate interventions, for those challenges. Then secondly, the Great Achievers Network actually came into being because of some evangelistic work that I was privileged to be part of between 2020 and 2021 for our church. So we're given an assignment, to go out in the communities in Lusaka. Lusaka is actually the capital city of Zambia, where we could, go there and share God's word with the people there. And one of the things I actually discovered through those outreach programs that we embarked on as a ministry, as a church, is that so many girls were actually not in school. Some of them had just, dropped out of school, Then there are others who just were not enrolled in school. So that experience made me wonder why they were not in school. And I decided to conduct a research just to find out why they were not in school. And from my findings, I discovered that a lot actually had parents who were not able to, they didn't have the financial muscle to take their children to school, and their girls in particular to school, and they opted just to keeping their girls at home. So it's from there that I was moved with the situation of the girls in our communities who are not in school. And I shared that with my husband. This is what I'm finding on the ground, and I feel we can do something about it. And I'm so blessed that he bought into the idea of starting up the organization. And by November 2022, we decided to have the organization registered with the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services of the Republic of Zambia. So the story about the Great Achievers Network actually begins from there.
Okay, that's very interesting, because non-governmental gender organizations coordinating council is an organization where I remember later on being on the board myself, and that you had served on the board. So our history goes that way back. So I'm not surprised that you've ended up wanting to give back to the community. And as for you, Mr. Chitoshi, I'm really impressed. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for buying into what your wife saw as a need, and you supporting her. I know you have a lot of other things yourself. You're working, you are involved in many other things, but you chose to be there to support your wife and to work as a couple, as a team. This is what we need to see in the community. When I visited, when I was with you at your function, I noticed that you had a program for the children, for the girls, and this was called Setting Goals. Is it possible for you to walk us through what you talked about? And I'd like you to walk us through all that for the benefit of not only your girls, but other children whom I think will benefit from that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aunty Yunike, for the opportunity to host us on Comfort. It's a great opportunity to talk to the girls, because we believe in their potentials. I think when she shared the idea and the vision, it is something that has been on our heart to help many. So it wasn't difficult for me to buy into it. Now, coming to the issue of setting goals, which we were sharing with the girls, this has been to the fact that we noticed that there is a challenge with most school leavers in our nation. You find that when you ask a pupil, what do you want to do when you finish school? Most of them, they want to wait for their examination results. That's when they are going to decide whether to do medicine or to do teaching. So we looked at that, say this gap is not is supposed to be closed, so that a child should know where they are supposed to be even before the result come out. So that is the reason why at the beginning of 2024 we shared with the pupils, our girls, so that they get to know from the beginning whether one is in grade 8, in grade 10, grade 12, grade 9, they still need to know where they want to go. So when it comes to setting goals, we are using the global phenomenon, which is SMART. You have to smartly set your goals, which simply means the first S, the S representing specific. So looking at a child, a pupil, it is very important to set the goals which are specific, because S is representing specific. So what do you want to achieve in life? So when they start from there, they want to be a doctor, then it will help them to know what do I need to achieve Or what do I need to do in order for me to become a doctor?
Yes.
So from grade 8, a child must start working on their results, working extra hard, so that every time they are writing a test, they aim at getting a certain grade in order for them to get the desired goal. That is on specific. So they need to know, okay, I want to be a doctor, I need to have, if for a grade 8, they need to know they want to have about over 500 points. Then when it comes to a grade 12, their journey starts in grade 10, so they need to know, I want to be a doctor. That is the ultimate goal. But what do I need to do? I need to have 6 points. So their journey starts in grade 10, working out and working hard to ensure that their results or the points they are getting in each subject is within that can give them that 6 points. So when it comes to aim under the SMART there, which is measurable, so they are measuring their goals, they are measuring their achievements. So what do I need to get? So if they have put, for instance, they are saying 6 points, so they have measured. Now, what do I need to get? How do I need to get these 6 points? So they look at the subjects that they have, and they have to measure. For me to get 6 points, I have 7 subjects, I have 8 subjects. So it means I have to get a distinction in all the subjects. So they have measured their goals. From there, they have to look at how relevant is this. So the relevance comes in because that, at the beginning, that is the reason why they want to go to school. They want their life to be improved. So what they are doing is relevant, very, very relevant, and it is something that needs their attention. So once that is set, they move on now to what is time, which is time bound. So when it comes to time bound, actually the education system has helped them somehow, because we are looking at the school has been segmented into 3 parts, which is term 1, term 2, and term 3. So a child need to know, to say, if I'm in grade 10, every time I finish my term, I should have a distinction at the end of the test that we are given for that term, which is if it's what a distinction which is about 75% and above. So their time is already calculated. It's a term. So every term that comes in, they are looking forward to scoring a distinction. So their goals are time bound. But this one can also be streamed downwards, because you not just walk to class because the time is there. They have to look at their own time as well. How many hours are they spending in school? How many hours are they at home? And then divide them, which brings it to the aspect of them now working out or writing down their study timetable. So from that study timetable, it will guide them what time they need to do their house chores and what time is going to remain in order for them to do their academic work. Okay. Apart from that, I think I've missed the A there, which is achievable. The goals they are setting must be achievable. To stretch out that point, I know I'm talking to girls, some they are already in grade 12, some they are already in grade 9, and then they are wondering, I didn't do this in grade 8, I didn't do this in grade 10, so how do I go about it? It is not late. This is just the beginning of the year. So in term 1, when you look at the previous results, you check how much did I have in biology. So if in biology 1 had a grade 7 there, so you look at it, say, okay, if this is 7 and my target now is to get a distinction in biology, a distinction in mathematics, how do I reduce this 7 to a distinction? So there, a child has to look at the relevance and the realistic part of it. So they have to be flexible on themselves, to a point that they give themselves a target. Say, by the end of term 1, I have to reduce this 7 at least maybe to 5. Then when they get into term 2, they have to reduce that 5 to a distinction. Why am I saying so? It's nice to set high goals, but it is important also to be realistic, because you find that someone wants to reduce a 7 from 7 direct to a 1, which it can be possible, but a very hard work. So it's better to move step by step, because once they achieve a small step, it will be easy to build on that small step that they have achieved. So this was one of the the things that we had put as the Great Achievers Network on our work plan. So we need to motivate our girls as they are starting their academic year this year, if we are to have great results from them. Thank you.
Wow, that is awesome. I was really impressed. I think this is very impressive. What you're doing is really helping. And I'm saying it's helping because I was there. I saw the girls appreciate. I actually saw the girls who achieved the 6 points. And this is no mean achievement.
Thank you.
So congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Chitoshi.
Thank you
so much.
I would also like to invite our young lady to join us so that we can hear from her. So welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike or with Grandma Yunike.
Thank you, Grandma Yunike. Thank
Good.
you for having me.
Yeah, okay. So I was very impressed to see you and your friends who have achieved so much, and with the help of your young mother and father. Can you tell us more about that?
Thank you very much. I had my first encounter with the Great Achievers in 2023 when they came to my former school, Chaisa Combined. They had donated sanitary towels to us.
Okay.
That was when I found out about them. Since then, they have called us for meetings and they've encouraged us. They've encouraged us to do our level best. And we've tried our level best to make them proud, since they've always supported us and they've always encouraged us to do great. So yes, we were 3 girls that were in grade 12 last year, and we managed to do great in our academics for last year. I personally managed to get 6 points.
Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
I personally managed to get 6 points, and they were really proud of me.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course. I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm also interested in when I came to your award giving ceremony, you shared about studying smart, you
Studying
said?
smart.
Yeah, so can you explain what that is? You also explained on like relationships with peers. Can you say that, please? Can you explain to us what that is all about and how it's helpful to you and to your friends?
Alright. I think it's hard to find what works for you to study.
Okay.
I personally struggled to find what really works for me. So when we say study smart and not hard, we're talking about finding ways that really work for you. For example, you need to know which way works for you when it comes to studying. I personally understand things when I watch videos or someone explains to me, not through studying or reading textbooks. So you should also know which one works for you. If it's either by imitating from other people or looking at someone or watching videos or just having your own personal time to study or look at your book. Then again, I think studying smart is also having time to discuss with friends, having group works, and also having your own personal time to go through whatever you've discussed with friends and whatever you have been taught. And not spending too much time just studying on one thing, but also have a scheduled time. For example, you take 1 hour just to study your notes, you take one hour of rest, then the other time you assess yourself. You give yourself exercises, you make sure you go through whatever you studied. And again, when it comes to school, I think having the correct friends and having a good community around you works. Because having friends that encourage you and having friends that are always there to teach you something is best. It has worked for me. I have friends that I used to study with, and we all managed to get good results because we were there to encourage each other, to motivate each other. Where I was lacking, my friend was good at it, and where she was lacking, I was there to help her. So having the correct community for you will work for you. I think that's what worked for me.
Okay, cool. That is awesome. I think that will help many other young girls and boys, because that's something that can be used by any gender. This is something that is really doable, and it makes a lot of sense. I wish there was someone to tell me when I was in school that I could use that. So, but it's not too late for other students. I'm sure this will be very helpful. And Mrs. Chitoshi, congratulations. Mr. Chitoshi, you've done a good job.
Thank you.
We are
so
really
much,
proud of you. And how are you managing? I saw that you gave them some gifts just to encourage them, maybe some drinks or something. How are you managing? Are you funded? Do you have an organization that's funding you, or people that are funding you, helping you to be able to help the girls?
Okay. I think what we've been able to help the girls with, like the books and the school requisites I've been able to give them, and that day the drinks, it's mainly from our own resources. I think we've been able to mobilize ourselves and get from what we have to just give the girls. Yeah. I think last year we were gifted by you, Aunty Yunike, a box of sanitary napkins that we were able to donate to the girls. But aside from that, I think much of it has been from our own pockets.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, whenever I can help, I'll be there to help. I said no. I have some sanitary towels that can go a long way in helping the girls. And whenever I get some more, I promise to send them over to you. And so, to those who are watching, those who are listening, I think hearing what has been explained, this is something that we can all come in to help. It doesn't have to be too much. Whatever you are able to contribute, whether it's in monetary form, whether it's material, I think you should feel free to pass it on. Their numbers will be there. The number is on the screen. You can call them or call Comfort Time and be able to find a way of helping. So thank you so much, young lady. Keep up with the good work. This is not just for you, so you continue. Now you'll be a mother to the other ones, because the places where Mr. and Mrs. Chitoshi are not able to go to, you will be able to go to, and you can also encourage them. I share in one of my other videos how I, at 19, bought a car for my parents. I was at college. My parents didn't have money to buy me a camera that I needed to start my business with. So during the holidays, I went and worked at a filling station pumping gas. I got paid. That money, I bought a camera. When I went back to college, I was able to take pictures, and I was charging the girls because most of them were using clothes that they were borrowing from friends. So that made me a lot of money, and at the end of my year, I had so much money I didn't know what to do with it. So I decided to buy a car for my parents.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can do anything, you know, you just, and then another thing that I noticed that I'm very happy with is that you're helping the girls to motivate them with self-esteem. That is very important. You remember I kept on saying, don't sit as if you are apologizing for being alive, for being here. No, you must always sit with your head up. You have every right to be here. So no one should tell you otherwise. So always encourage others. When you see someone slouching and apologizing for being alive, tell them, hey, chin up. Don't apologize for being here. You have every right. So this is very good. A lot of our girls need to have that information, because it's from not knowing your self-worth that you get abused. These perpetrators of funny things, they can see that you don't have confidence and they'll target you. So when they see you know your rights and you know you are not apologizing for being there and you have every right to have all the good things, they will not dare come near you. So you need to share that information to encourage everybody. So thank you so much. Did you introduce yourself?
I do not.
Please introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Miriam Chileshe.
Good.
I'm a member of the Great Achievers.
So Miriam, thank you so much. So Mr. and Mrs. Chitosh, we have spoken to one of your girls and we are truly impressed. So we would like to know more. As now she says she and her peers managed to get the 6 points. What plans do you have for them after they graduate? Is that the end of your relationship with them, or is there anything more that you offer?
Right, thank you so much. Our vision is not just to end at one graduating from secondary school. Great Achievers Network, we look at a child like the chairperson mentioned. So we are looking at a child becoming influential in society. So after they graduate from secondary school, our vision is to help them get now into tertiary education. Yes, that is our vision. So from tertiary, we are with them until they finish their tertiary education.
Awesome.
Yes, so that is our goal. And besides just academic, we realize that in this life, it's not just white collar jobs that gives someone a great benefit. We are also encouraging them to do other, to explore their other talents. There are some who have passion about agriculture. There are some who have passion in cosmetology. So we are encouraging them to do also those others, and actually they are part of the curriculum, which is called the core curricular activities. So we are encouraging them, and it's part of our work plan this year to see how they can explore their talents within them. Even if one wants to be a doctor, we find that they have also passion for football. So we'd like them also to have that time and play football. One may be interested in being a teacher, but at the same time they want to enjoy baking. So, and which is actually for the girls, you know, it's important to have some of these, just to be spicing up their home when they grow up.
Baking is not just for the girls. most of the best chefs are men, so it should be for both.
For both. Thank you so much, Aunty Yunike. I did that because we are dealing with girls.
Okay.
So, we want them to have, at the bottom line is to bring out the God-given talent inside them. Yes, to bring out that one also, instead of them just going in the stream of academics. Yes.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Is there anything else that you would need to share with us that we haven't covered?
Okay. Yeah, maybe just to add on what my husband mentioned. So, Great Achievers Network just goes way beyond providing the girls that we are sponsoring with school requisites, like the bags, the books, the shoes. So like he mentioned, we are also providing mentorship for the girls in different fields or in different areas. You know, some of the things that we've identified is a need in our girls, like Aunty Yunike mentioned, it's self-esteem. So as we are nurturing them, we're also trying to build, you know, the self-esteem, because if they're going to make maximum impact, they actually need their self-esteem, you know, to be at par. Then we also look at, we're also looking at where we are in the world in terms of technology, in terms of entrepreneurship. Those are some of the mentorship opportunities that we're bringing to our girls, where they're trained in leadership, they're trained in entrepreneurship, they're trained, you know, in agriculture, trades, leadership. We're training them also in fashion and design. So it's quite a broad curriculum that we have, and a program that we have for the girls that let's not just focus on their traditional education which they are attending from school, but also to see to it that they are also being grown and developed in non-traditional aspects, and we're doing that through the mentorship in those areas that I mentioned about. So they need skills also in financial literacy. So it's quite broad with what we're doing with the girls, just to help them have maximum impact, just beyond themselves, but also in the communities as well.
That is so holistic. I think that's what they need.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. And so you mentioned self-esteem, and I agree with you, self-confidence, they need that. And also the issue of careers. I know the girls complained that sometimes they have problems with parents accepting their choice, the career choices. Yeah, so how are you dealing with that? Are you able to help? Because I remember I even suggested that it would be important for your girls, where you find that they are not able to convince their parents to allow them choose their own career, because maybe they got 6 points and the parents feel they should be, she should be a doctor, and she wants to be a model, and the parents say no. So I know it would be nice to have both, but from the complaints, are you able to engage the parents, or is this something that that is in the pipeline? Because I remember I suggested that should you need someone to talk to the parents, I'll be available to go with you, or to engage the parents, or to be with the girls and be able to talk to them. And I said that because I've been there. I think I'll share in the videos of how I wanted to be an air hostess. My father wouldn't allow me. He said that is not a career for a decent girl. So I was forced to go into a career that I was really not passionate about. And I think times have changed. So I think our girls should be allowed to do whatever they want. These days you can be a millionaire, billionaire in any career. But if it's something that you're passionate about, no one should stop you. So I'm enjoying my tea from a High Achievers Cup.
I'll get to it.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. Every time I'm enjoying my tea, I'm thinking of you and praying for you that everything goes well. So thank you so much for coming. We feel really blessed as Comfort Time to share this story. This is going to help many other children, even parents. I think they're going to be able to share the information with their children and see how they can help them. So thank you for taking the time. God bless you, and I meet you at your points of need.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is an awesome thing you're doing, and God will bless you. Yeah, because you're giving back. Anything that you do for the good of other people comes back to you. And just the joy, you feel so happy when you do something for someone else.
Yes.
So enjoy the joy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. So it was such a blessing. It was a blessing to have you with us. So Comfort Time continues. If you have not subscribed, please do. We also ask that you give us a thumbs up, because with that, YouTube will share the video so that many other people will get to get this awesome information, and then share widely. So stay blessed. See you in the next video.